That was an ignorant yawn. All right.
Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Isn't she precious? Too much on my mind.
Hey guys, welcome back. I guess I should be telling myself welcome back because I've been going for a little minute now. Seems like forever. Yeah, it's been a while. And the reason that it's been a while is because it's been a lot going on, y'all. Like, it's been a lot going on. And you guys are my family, my friends, my people. So I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that have been, taking place in my life. So here it goes. I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud, for the internets. But yeah, I am pregnant. Just playing. Yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm gonna have a baby. A human is gonna come out of my body. A little human, but still a human is gonna come out of my body. Yeah, that's what's happening. I've been dealing with that for, the past 4 months. I am currently 17 weeks and 3 days. I'm currently 17 weeks and 3 days. And honestly, this has been the most life-changing situation that has ever occurred in my life. So the purpose of this video, because I am going to be making videos after this following to take you guys on the ride, and in whatever way I can give my story along the way, just for anybody that may feel like they're by themselves on this journey. You may be going through a similar or the same situation that I am. So I just wanted to take you guys along on the ride. So I wanted to start this off by telling you guys basically how I found out that I was pregnant. So yeah. So the story goes, it was September of this year, 2020, the year of Corona. And yeah, things happen during quarantine, you know what I'm saying? And I popped up pregnant, but that's not how it happened. So I was in a relationship, a loving relationship, a great relationship. It ended mutually, it wasn't any craziness or anything like that going on. Like, I love him, he loves me, we're great, you know what I'm saying? But at that point in time, we just decided to part ways for a little bit. So soon after, 2 weeks after, we made this decision to end things. I noticed that my period was 7 days late. So it was, or almost 7 days late. So it was supposed to start on a Monday, and it wasn't until Sunday that I finally decided to take a pregnancy test. I was in denial. I was like, there's no way that that's what it is. I was making up every other idea excuse in the world to what it could have been. But no, sis was pregnant. So how that week went was, like I said, my period was late, and around the Thursday, Friday mark, that's when I really started getting a little worried. I'm like, okay, maybe it is a little something more, but I'm gonna give it a couple more days. So along with my period being late, I was super duper tired. When I say tired, this is an exhaustion that I have never felt in my freaking life. Like, y'all, I was so tired. Like, literally, I would go to my grandma's house, sit down on the couch. Somebody could be talking to me, and I would drift off into a deep sleep. Not the sleep where, somebody tap you or somebody standing over you, you might, wake up a little bit. No, I was like deep in sleep. Like I was in my bed sleep. And it would take my mama shaking me and waking me up like, yo, are you good? So that was a little alarming, but at the same time, I thought it was like, like before your period, like that week before, where you're kind of going through like the PMS symptoms and things like that, like you tend to be kind of groggy and tired and stuff. So I figured like, okay, maybe I'm just really tired. Like it has been a kind of, this past month has been kind of, not super stressful, but it's been a lot of changes happening in my life and, a lot of emotions and things like that. So maybe that has something to do with, my period being late and me being so tired. So once again, making up a whole bunch of excuses in my head. So I was just super tired. My boobs were hurting like crazy. Once again, thought it was PMS because that normally happens, whenever it's almost my time of the month. Like my boobs will get like more sensitive. They'll get sensitive, but it ain't a hurt. This was a pain. Like ow, don't get near here. Like I don't want no hug. Don't get too close to me because I feel like you might be trying to hurt me type pain. Like, So that was something else that was kind of, I guess, alarming. So, like I said, I was still in denial, but I was starting to consider the thought of maybe it could be something more. So, my partner... Sorry. So my partner, I would be talking to him about it and, keeping the communication open and letting him know what was going on or whatever. And I genuinely didn't feel like it was anything to be, super alarmed about or scared about or whatever. And he kind of felt the same way because my period had been kind of irregular, but it had never been that late, but I still was making excuses. So that Friday we talked about it and we were like, okay, if it doesn't come by next Monday or Tuesday, then do the test. So Sunday comes around and my nerves are bad at this point. I'm like, okay, it's almost been a week. This has never happened before. I need to know what's going on. I still wasn't like crazy alarmed thinking that I would have been pregnant, but I just had to know, like I had to know what was happening. So I just went to the store, went to Walgreens, got my clear blue pregnancy test, the one that had either the one line or two lines. So I got that one. It had 2 in the pack. So that was the weirdest store run ever. Like, it was very weird. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but as far as going to the store for any kind of like feminine products, whether it be pads, a pregnancy test, maybe a plan B, anything that has to do with like the female reproductive system, for whatever reason, like it can be really uncomfortable to go in the store and buy it. And I hate that it's uncomfortable for us or anyone else that can relate, because it's natural, you know, like this is our body. These are the natural things that take place in our body. So why should we feel uncomfortable when we go to the store to get what we need, you know? So, ouch. So anyway, I ran in, ran out, you know, got what I needed and went back to the house. Went to the restroom. My mom already knew what was going on because she already questioned me about whether my cycle had started yet, because she usually, you know, keeps track of it, which has always been weird to me since I was younger. But I appreciate that her as my mom, you know, it makes me feel like, you know, I'm being supported. And especially when I was younger, she would help me to, you know, stay on top of things and keep track of it. So yeah, she had already questioned me about, you know, has your cycle come yet? You might need to, you know, check on that or whatever. So I went to the bathroom, took the test, and I was sitting there chilling. I was like, this thing is not gonna come out positive. I'm just doing this for peace of mind at this point, like, whatever. I think it's 2 minutes that goes by. I let it sit. I wasn't really anxious or nervous or anything. I let it sit. The time was up. I set the timer on my phone. I look at it. There's 2 lines there. I said, girl, what? I couldn't even say anything, honestly. Like, I didn't cry. I didn't talk. I didn't do anything. I sat there and stared at that test for a good 5 minutes, like just looking at it. So finally, after I got through staring and gawking at the freaking positive pregnancy test, I'm like, okay, let me try this one more time. So did it again, positive again. I'm like, all right. So I call my mom. She comes upstairs. The look on her face is like she already knows. Like, it's like, okay. So once again, I didn't say anything. I just, you know, showed her the test and she said, okay. Said, you just got to make a decision on, you know, well, not make a decision, but she was like, how did she say it? She was like, okay, you just got to do what you got to do. Like, that's how she said it. Like, it's okay. She didn't freak out on me or anything like that, which I didn't think my mom would. I wasn't afraid that she would, like, you know, freak out or anything. But I genuinely didn't know how she was going to react. So when she just came in calmly and was like, okay, I was like, all right. I feel like that was one of the most calm situations like that ever. Like I said, I didn't like boohoo cry or anything like that. I shed like 1 or 2 thug tears, like the silent, you know, 1, 2, the, you know. And I genuinely think that was just being in shock, honestly, because I really, really, really did not think that the test was going to come out positive. I really didn't. But it did, and I was left shook. So next was to tell my partner, and I sent him the picture of the pregnancy test. No, I called him and I was like, I have something to show you. And then I sent him a picture of the pregnancy test through text. And his reaction... his reaction was... it was definitely... It wasn't surprising how he reacted. He was in total, like, shock. But it wasn't a negative... It wasn't a negative reaction at all. It was more so like my mom's like, okay, then we gonna do what we got to do type deal, you know? Even though I could definitely tell that he was like, he was shook too. Like, we both were. This was just... It was truly like... It's the last thing that I expected to happen. But we here, and that's basically what a lot of our conversation after me showing him surrounded, you know, like, we're here, we're gonna do what we got to do, and yeah, it's nothing to worry about, it's nothing to, you know, cry about. Like, we here now, we gotta handle our business. And I truly appreciated him for that, for not freaking out, which he's not a freak out kind of person anyway. I'm more of the freak out kind of person, but I didn't even freak out. So, but I do genuinely appreciate him for the way that he reacted in the conversation that we had, like, right after finding out. So we just talked about next steps, what needed to happen. So I went to, just to confirm, I went to get another set of pregnancy tests, clear blue again, but I got the one that said either pregnant or not pregnant, because I needed to see the words. Like, let me know. Like, let me know in words. Make it plain, make it clear, so I don't got no kind of questions about it. So did that one, or did those two, because it was two in that pack as well. Came out positive again, said pregnant, so I'm like, all right, I'm pregnant. So I was like, I probably should go to the doctor now. Probably should go to the doctor. Just to confirm everything or whatever, because, I mean, there are chances that those at-home tests could be wrong. And plus, I just wanted to go to my doctor because, I mean, if I'm pregnant, I need to see a doctor. So next day, Monday, I went to the doctor, my OBGYN early. I didn't see my actual doctor, but I seen a nurse's assistant because she honestly just did the same thing that I did. She took their pregnancy test, the one you pee on the stick, or sit the stick in your pee. And yeah. So this always makes me mad every time I think about it, but sis had an attitude. Sis was acting like she didn't want to help. She was just, I don't know, she just had a attitude about her that she really just didn't care to be there or help with what I had going on. So went and peed in the cup. She stood there, did the pregnancy test, waited not even 30 seconds. Like, I promise, like, not even 30 seconds before she looked at me and was like, it's negative. So I'm like, okay, well, I took 4 tests yesterday and they all came out positive. Is there a reason that the test might be coming out negative? Like, I genuinely wanted to know, like, what happened with those tests that they would come out positive, and now yours is coming out negative. And with me asking her that, she just looked me dead in my face. She was like, I don't know, but it's negative. Like, that's literally the attitude that she had. So at that point, I'm already nervous because I know I'm pregnant. Like, at that point, I know I'm pregnant. I'm already, you know, my emotions are everywhere with it. And now you're sitting here nonchalantly, like you don't even care, just telling me that the test is negative and not even trying to help me understand how that could happen, you know? So before I got, upset or anything, it's like, just thank you for your help, but let me go. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm about to go to somebody else. I'm about to go to another doctor and see. So I attempted to do that. The doctor that I went to go see, of course, I would have been a patient at that doctor's office, so I wasn't going to be able to be seen that day. I was by myself. I wasn't close to home. I was about 30 minutes away from home, 45 minutes away from home. And the hospital was across the street from the new doctor's office that I was trying to go be seen at. And I started feeling bad, like lightheaded and dizzy. And like I said, my emotions were everywhere. My thoughts were racing. And I'm like, yo, I'm by myself. I don't know what's happening right now. She telling me it's negative. I'm seeing these other positives. Like, I can't wait. Like, I don't want to drive back home and not really know what's going on. So I went to the hospital. I went to the ER since I really started feeling bad. And they seen me. They did the P test. They did the blood test and everything. And the doctor came in and he was like, I don't know what happened with that test at the doctor's office, but you're definitely pregnant. At the time, they told me that I was 5 weeks pregnant. But he was like, yeah, you're definitely pregnant. And yeah. So, yeah, it was an experience for sure. Like, shit, I didn't get it. But yeah, it was an experience for sure. I honestly was just in shock the whole time. I didn't really know what to think, how to feel. I didn't have any thoughts about anybody else, what they might think, or anything like that. It genuinely was like just me thinking about, wow, I have another life inside of me. What? That's all I could think about, because honestly, I used to have this fear that I wouldn't be able to have kids because my mom had a good bit of trouble conceiving me and my brother. After her and my dad got married, it took them 7 years of trying to have me. And then 4 years later, she had my brother and had a lot of complications with that pregnancy. So just hearing, excuse me. So just hearing about that growing up and knowing that we had similar experiences with our cycles and, the things that would go on with my body that she had experience with as well growing up, it kind of made me, it kind of put a fear in the back of my mind that I wouldn't be able to have kids. So while this wasn't expected, it wasn't planned, while I would have rather been in a more stable place in my life as far as financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, everything. Like, I would have rather been in a different space, a better space. But despite all of that, I was joyful. I was grateful to God, despite the fear, despite not knowing what the heck I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, figuring it out every day. I still didn't think of it as a why me, because there really was no point in even looking at it that way, because I did the do. This is what happens. Like, I'm an adult, I'm 23 years old, and I understand there are consequences to your actions. A lot of us just don't get caught up in those consequences sometimes, and sometimes those consequences look different for different people. And this is what mine looks like, you know, and I don't count it as something bad. I don't count it as something that I regret. I just count it as what's happening in my life right now, and something that I have to, a new journey that I'm going on. That's how I look at it, because that's what it is. It's a journey that I'm going to be on for the rest of my life. But overall, I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'm excited to be a mom. While I don't know what I'm doing, like I said, I believe that I'm going to be a great mom. I believe that I have a lot of love to give, a lot of lessons to share, and a lot of things to learn, honestly, because just as I'm going to be teaching my child, I know my child is going to have a lot to teach me as well through this whole thing. There's so much for me to learn. So I'm excited about that. So this video is for anybody, one, that's been wondering where I've been. This is where I'm at. I've been tired. I've been very, very, very tired. I've been trying to figure out these different changes that's been taking place in my life, including with my body and also in my life, like the changes that have been happening. I've started a new job since I found out that I was pregnant. I've finished school, which a lot of people didn't know, because I was supposed to be done this past summer, but ended up having to complete one last class that, yeah, it was a headache. But so yeah, I've started a new job, finished school, and I've done a good bit during this first trimester. I'm currently in the second trimester, but I'm going to make a separate video about my first trimester experience and how that went, and you know, the things that I experienced and went through and all of that good stuff. But yeah, this is where I'm at. This is what's happening, and I'm grateful for where I am, because where I am is where I'm supposed to be. God knew that I was going to be somebody's mom in 2020. I had no clue. I had no idea, but I truly believe in, not everybody may believe this, but I truly believe that God has a plan for our life. And there's no need to worry. There's no need to fret, even though I definitely have my moments, like definitely have my moments. So this is not speaking from a place of me not worrying sometimes, or me not being anxious or being nervous or thinking about how things are going to work out, because I do it all the time. But I just hold on to the thought that, like, God knows it all. He knows it all, and I know that He's going to keep me. I know that He's going to guide me throughout this whole journey. He's going to keep my partner. He's going to guide him. He's going to guide us together in us making the best life for our child, whatever that may look like. And so I'm just holding on to that. And I've literally never prayed more in my entire life, because this has been the scariest but most joyful, most emotional time in my life, honestly. I've never, ever experienced anything like this throughout all the things that I've been through in my life. Never have I felt this way before. The love that I feel in my heart, I've never felt this way before. I was talking the other day saying how it's a piece of my heart that I never even knew existed, but it's almost like it unlocked when I found out about being pregnant. And I don't want this to come across as me advocating or me pushing having children out of wedlock, because that's not what this is at all. That's not what this is at all. If you can wait until you get married, do that. If you can wait until you're with your life partner, if you can wait until you're stable and comfortable enough in your life to support a child, do that. Don't make an irresponsible decision just because you can, you know? But if you happen to be in the situation that I'm in, and so many others have been in, the purpose of this video is to let you know that, one, you're not alone, and two, you can get through this, and yeah, like, you're gonna make it. Like, it's gonna be okay. So yeah, like I said, there's gonna be plenty more videos to come about this and other things, about me being pregnant, my journey through this, eventually motherhood, but also other things that I feel, you know, led to post and share with you guys. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Know that I love each and every one of you, whether I know you personally or not. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video and spend some time with me. And yeah, in the comments below, if you are a mom, if you are expecting, even if you're not, if you just want to talk in the comments below, just say hey, something. Like, I really like the idea of interacting with the people that take the time to watch my videos, because this is y'all's channel just as well as it's mine. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.
For your love, I'll take a bullet. You could plan that trip and I could just book it. You really the baddest, you don't just look it. Had the key to my heart and you just came and took it.